Promised some inexpensive things that I use around the garage that make my life way easier that I think you guys would really enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video on Wednesday, the inexpensive stuff, off-roading stuff that I use that I really like, that really works. And so I thought I would do a garage edition, tool edition. And I think I've earned enough cred with you guys about how much work I actually do in my garage to be able to talk intelligently about the stuff that I use that you'll like. And I'm not going to go over like ratchets and stuff. That's you know, basic hand tools. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This is, I don't know, it's more somewhat random stuff, but let's just look. All right, in no particular order. I love flashlights. Just ask my wife. Any kind of light. This flashlight is, you know what? This is very quickly going to become a non-paid advertisement for Harbor Freight. Now that I think about it, but yeah. Anyway, this is a Braun brand flashlight. This has actually got reviews all over the internet, on YouTube, comparing it to, I don't remember if it's a Snap-on light or a Matco light, but hi, yes, I had a daughter in the Wednesday video, and the dog is apparently going to be in this one because there's no daughters home right now. I had a flashlight very similar to this that I had used for years, and I broke it at the base of the light, and I've been wanting to get one of these. They're usually 40 bucks. I had a coupon for $21.99. And I got it, and I have to tell you 100% it has exceeded my expectations so much. This light is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. So it flexes back and forth. It's got that light setting high, low, and a flashlight on the end. And you can turn it on and off. Like if it's on for more than a couple seconds, you don't have to switch through all the settings every time, which is great. It's got a magnet on the end, and it is super strong. I would stick it on the fender there, but the fender's aluminum. What I've been doing mostly is sticking it up underneath on the floorboards, which floor pans are not super thick, and so their magnetic properties are not great. But this thing sticks and it stays. It is amazing. It's fantastic. So any friends or family that's going to be getting gifts in the near future, spoiler alert. So this has been amazing. I love this flashlight. It's rechargeable, micro or mini USB rechargeable, and it lasts a really long time. So I can't say enough about that light. Moving on to another flashlight, well, another light, I guess. This is another LED high-low, rechargeable. It's got a stand on the back. Well, you can hang it. You can put it on, set it up. I like floodlights underneath the car. I don't like halogen ones because they cast shadows. I don't like ones with cords. And actually, what I've been doing quite a bit is when I don't. So I'll put this one on the floorboard and kind of angle it where I need to go, doing the transmission in the Explorer specifically. And then I will angle this one wherever I'm going, or when I talk about that, I've just been setting it on my chest, and it's super light, and it just rolls around with me while I'm on my back underneath the car. So this, it's Smart Electrician brand. I got this from Menards. Any of you, my Midwest peeps, you know about Menards. I think it was $15. Girls got it for me for my birthday. So, and I'll probably add a couple more of these. I'd like to put one in the camper, maybe one in like my recovery gear bag for when we go off-road, because I don't need it all the time. Like, I don't want to keep it in my toolkit probably, but if we're going somewhere where I need recovery stuff, I might want to have one of these with me as well. And actually, this charges mini or regular USB, so that's cool. Gloves. You know what? Let's just get it out of the way. You guys can make fun of me all you want for wearing rubber gloves. I am, and my mid-30s, I have wrenched without gloves for a long, long time. I don't care about getting my hands dirty. I don't care about getting my hands busted up. What I do care about is having a family and not having a dedicated day basically to work on a vehicle that I'm not running in and out of the house, you know, doing stuff, or I don't want to spend a ton of time when I'm wrenching on something, scrubbing my hands because I had to go inside to do something, then come back out, or I'm working and then we got to go somewhere. These are really good. Again, these are from Harbor Freight. These are the black 9mm. What I can tell you is I've used both of the blue ones, the 5 and the 7. Don't buy the 5s. If you're going to do any kind of vehicle stuff, like if you were painting, that would be fine. But they will rip just about on anything. As far as the longevity between the 7s and the 9s, these are a little bit stouter, but just barely. What I have noticed about these is they are way easier, like if you haven't ruined them and you just want to peel them off, you know, they'll be inside out. These are way easier to reuse, to flip them around, than the other blue ones. You get less of these. I think you get less of these. Maybe it's the same amount, but $1 or $2 more. So they are a little bit heavier duty, but I've found that I can make one pair last a lot longer because I can flip them back and use them again. And I've used mechanics gloves in the past. I hate using mechanics gloves. You can't turn nuts and bolts and they get greasy and stuff. It took a little bit of getting used to doing fine you know, nut and bolt work with rubber gloves, but I got used to it super quick and I don't even notice them anymore. I keep them in my tool bags and, you know, highly recommend them. Moving on, now this is another thing with getting older. I don't want to say getting old because I'm not old, but crawling around up and down, getting tools on a concrete floor, creeper. And growing up, we had one of those old wooden ones with the wheels that were like, had camber, and they were awful. Again, this is another Harbor Freight one. I think it's $30, use a 20% off coupon. This thing has been invaluable. It goes around everywhere. It rolls over stuff relatively easily. If you sit down on the end of it to then lay back, 99.9% of the time it won't flip up on you unless you're really sitting on the edge, which is nice. It's got trays for tool stuff that actually they don't fall out of. Huge fan of that. Highly recommend it. And next we have, this is an electric, this is a 3/8 cordless ratchet. Now, I've never had one of these. I didn't really know anything about them. Milwaukee makes one, and it's quite a, I think the Milwaukee one by itself with no batteries is what this cost with 2 batteries and the charger off Amazon. This is Von Haus brand, and basically I just read the reviews and on Amazon, and this has worked really well. It doesn't have a ton of torque for breaking stuff loose, but that's not really what it's meant to. Maybe the Milwaukee one does, I don't know. But it works really good when you're taking a ton of bolts out, like on a transmission, where you can just crack them loose with your regular ratchet, put this on there, zip it, when you don't have room to get a full-blown impact into. Speaking of impact, this is an electric impact from Harbor Freight. I have an air one too. My air compressor I just kind of redid so I can probably run a full-size impact now, which I wasn't able to before. This thing is heavy. You don't get as much torque as a big, nice air impact, but as much wrenching as I do, this thing has really saved my joints quite a bit. Again, it doesn't have a huge amount of torque, but if you're gonna just crack something loose with your breaker bar, whatever you need to do, this will zip it on and off, and it's fast. So that has really been great to have in the garage. A small impact. These are mainly for construction, honestly, a lot of times running lag bolts and stuff. But you can get, obviously you can get all kinds. This is a 1/4 inch socket drive. You can get 3/8, 1/2 inch ones, and it will not produce the amount of torque for either taking off or, you know, tightening things. Like, you wouldn't want to tighten your lug nuts with this, obviously, and it probably wouldn't take a lug nut off. But anything that's like 3/8 drive that's not super torqued down or crusty, this will zip it off, and it won't, most of the time, won't twist heads off. You know, you could, there's tons of brands that you can get these. Doesn't have to be expensive. So other than that, those are just some of the kind of random things that I use a lot. I mean, a lot. That maybe you wouldn't think of, or you like wouldn't consider spending money on, like 30 bucks for a creeper, because you can crawl around the floor and you're fine. It's worth it to me. It's so worth it. But I think we can wrap the video up from there. Comments, questions, please leave them down below. Interested to see what you guys are using in your garage. And email me, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, always posting over there. And give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications button. So until next time, take care, thank you, goodbye.